Happy? Good. With Chris Locke.
Hello everyone and welcome to Happy Good. How's it going? How are you? You're a lovely, special, great person. How are you feeling? Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. You feeling good? I hope you're feeling good. There's a lot to feel good about these days. The trees, the breeze, the sun, buns, dogs, logs, cats, bats. Some of you are like, bats are spooky. Yeah, in a good way. They're nice guys. They got terrible, noses, but other than that, they're good guys. They fly around and turn into Dracula and go, Happy Halloween. That's fun. So we got all kinds of good stuff to look forward to and live in and seep into all the time. All of this goodness is seeping into us. You know, it just drips right into our pores, melts into our skin, our foreheads. We're a giant lucky family of a weird kind of bacteria that grew on a floating space rock. You know, when you think about it, that's all it is. It's just like a giant petri dish is the universe, and then you look in and you see like, oh, there's actually something growing on this little tiny little speck over here. I discovered it with my micro, dicro, hycro, picro, chicroscope. It's like mega. You can see so tiny, fine little beings. And then they zoom in and they show us ordering shirts online from the Hudson's Bay Company. Yes, this shirt will be perfect for the fall. I will be the splash and grand dame of the ball. Hello, everyone. Wow, is that a plain gray hoodie? Yes, it is. Hey, looking good. Thanks so much. Where'd you get that? I can't give away my secrets. Where'd you get that plain gray hoodie? I can't tell you. It's a nice gray hoodie. I can't. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Give it to us. No, it's mine. Give it. No, I come back here. I can't. I gotta get out of here. So, I'm feeling good too, you know. Don't tell anyone, but I ate a chocolate bar in the dark. Outside, walking around. Just a little tiny, not a big one, like a little small morsel, because I needed a little taste. I had a really, savory, tasty dinner, but I had a sweet tooth was beckoning me outside. Anyways, we'll see how my diet app approves of that. And I shaved off my mustache, so my face looks like an egg with eyebrows. So it's a really fun time. But I'm glad you guys are here listening to episode 25. Episode 25. And I'm your host, Chris Locke, as you know. And for those of you just tuning in, this is your first one. Happy Good is, I don't know. It used to be called a guided meditation, but you guys write into me at Happy Good World and let me know if that's even still the case. I don't even know anymore. All it is I want you to relax, feel good, let your mind drift off to crazy, funny places. I'm a comedian too, so I make it funny, which is like the worst thing a comedian can say about themselves. You're supposed to be humble, right? I can make it funny, don't worry about it. Give it to me. What is this, a baseball? Okay, I'll put a little smiley face on it and then throw it at my own head. Donk! Oh, that hurt. See, I can make anything funny. Go to bed, kids. Yeah. So, how I usually like to start this podcast, as I'm sure a lot of you know, Oh, by the way, my producers let me know how many downloads are happening monthly for Happy Good, and the numbers are good. So that makes me really happy and feel good. I mean, like I've said before, this podcast is also for me. I'm like everybody else. I'm not trying to be some peaceful, happy guru or anything. I would love it if you guys loved me so much and I could start a cult in the middle of nowhere and then we get all crazy and go nuts. No, but the truth is I'm always battling with different stuff, like we all have, especially these days with the hard times, anxiety, depression, imposter syndrome. Someone mentioned that to me on a film set today. Yeah, I got to film something today, but they were like, I have imposter syndrome, and I was like, we all do, kid. And then I smoked a cigar and pinched my fingers together like I was feeling dollar bills, and I went making money. And what else do I have? You know what I mean? Like, so bitterness, cynicism, so I also use this podcast for myself to cheer myself up. So if I cheer any of you up as well, which is what I also aim to do with this podcast, I'm really happy. I'm glad I did. And that's it for today. It's a short one, just 6 minutes. Just kidding. Okay, here we go. Let's take some deep breaths. This is how I like to start. I'll count down from 3 to get it going. What we do is try to get all that anxiety, especially these days. It's really intense, and we just kind of ball it up and we scrape and we go through and we mine from the farthest regions of our toes all the way up to the tip top of our head and the back of our skull, and where everything hides behind that giant pool of unconsciousness, fear, and primal anxiety and savage whatever, fight or flight type whatever feelings. Anyways, neuroses, all that psychological crap. Try to dig even back there in the little points of your fingertips, all the way back, even to the pools of that sounds gross. I was going to say pools of your buttocks, but you don't want pools of your buttocks anywhere. But you know what I mean? Like, you got butt cheeks, right? I mean, if people are listening and you don't have butt cheeks, and you're like, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. I'm sure you do have butt cheeks. It's whatever. I don't know what to say. But we go through in ourselves and we mine and we gather all the negative and anxious and insecure and all the negative forces within us. And we take deep breaths in, inhale through the nose, and then we blow it out. And we blow all of that negatory nonsense right anywhere you want. I think last week or a week before, we spit it right into a 6-foot deep grave in the middle of the deep dark woods, So how about today we just gather up all the negative, anxious, terrified emotions that we have in us, and we don't want to deal with them right now for the next 20 minutes or so. And we'll just, like, when we exhale, we'll just spit them into like a bucket at the end of a dock, and then I'll show you what to do. Okay, so I'm going to count down from 3. We'll do a deep inhale through the nose, then breathe out, long exhale from the mouth, and we'll do that 3 times. Okay, so let's go. Let's start. 3, 2, 1, inhale. And exhale. Blow all of that negativity into that bucket by the end of the dock. And at the end of the dock, there's a huge, deep, dark swamp of black, crude liquid, kind of like oil, but a bit more purpley and very thick and molasses-y, but it's like deep purple. And then we'll take another inhale. Let's do another inhale through the nose. And exhale. There, see? All those awful thoughts got them full in the bucket now. And now we just take that bucket at the end of the dock and dump it into the thick, dark, purple, molassesy, angry lake, and we're gonna leave this area now, and we're gonna take, and now it's outside of us, and the dark, evil, negative lake has it, and it's eating on it, and it's chomping on it, but we're going somewhere else now. We'll do one more big inhale through the nose. And really stretch out your lungs, hold it, feel it, and exhale. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. And we are here, where we go, like what we did, we spun around and we left that bucket of gunk dripping into the lake, and we're going in a totally different direction, a direction that's full of all kinds of different beautiful colors that rain down from the sky. Like the sky is a beautiful orange creamsicle color, and there's pinks, fuzz, and yellows, and all kinds of nice colors just fuzzing about over a big mountain top. And we're walking towards that, and we're walking, and there's a few trees, and there's different types of trees, and we're just admiring all of the beauty all around us. Look at that. There's a bunch of flowers growing out, and they're just beautiful, all kinds of fuzzy bing bong colors, yellows, oranges. I love yellow and oranges, especially since it's the autumn. And you got all kinds of beautiful flowers that you're looking at, bumblebees buzzing around, butterflies flapping about, monarchs, you know what I'm talking about? I feel like monarch is the only butterfly I know. Do you know another one? Let me know. At Happy Good World. It's beautiful. You can see anything you want. You can see, it doesn't even have to resemble the nature that we know when you're walking in this world. You know, you can see like a pink deer just walk up, and it gets really close to you, and you put your hand in your pocket, and you pull out of your pocket these like barbecue flavored corn nuts that you got at a gas station once, because you were like, well, I feel like if I'm gonna be driving for over 2 hours, I'll need a little something to munch on. But you didn't finish them. There's still like half a little bag left of barbecue flavored corn nuts. And you hold out your hand to the pink deer, and the pink deer goes, it says two things. It can talk. It says two things. It says, I'm pink, if you can believe that. Gee whiz, what the universe has to offer never stops. Quite an imagination on the creator of this universe, don't you think? And I say, who? And you say, who's the creator? Well, me and you are together, kids. Who's the creator? And the pink deer goes, gee whiz, you know, I never thought about that. I don't think that I actually know. You know? Yeah, I think there's all kinds of possibilities. Gee whiz, yeah, it could just be science behind all this. I have no idea. But what I wanted to say, I like that you're a person that likes to think and ponder and everything. I'm more of a pink deer of action. And what I wanted to say to you was, I'll just say this. I summarize it like this. The creator of all this universe, blah, blah, blah. I say that as like a stopgap. Like, boom, we got a creator that created all this. Let's move on, because I'm not going to I can't get into this discussion every time I bring it up, you know? Like I'm kind of busy or whatever. Like I'm a man of action. I live for action. I do stuff. I'm like, you're a man? I'm a deer, pink deer of action. But you know the expression, you're a difficult one to talk to, aren't you? What I wanted to say was, I actually have tried them before, and I know that I love them. I'm talking about what you have in the palm of your hand right there. Barbecue corn nuts. And then the pink deer, with its little tongue, licks and gobbles and chomps the barbecue flavored corn nuts out of your hand. And you're like, wow, anything's possible. Man of action, I'm taking off. Thanks so much for the treat. I will never forget you. Choo, choo, choo. And the deer almost freezes and doesn't run. Its legs don't move. It freezes right before you and then takes off in a rainbow jet stream at this light speed. So it's just like, it doesn't go like and gallop away. It stops in front of you and then looks and winks and then takes off, and this rainbow jet stream trails behind it going like and you're like, yes, what the hell? And also, I was not in the mood to have this discussion of like who created the universe and how did it happen and is there a Lord or what not either. Maybe I'm the Lord. Maybe I'm the Lord of the Petri dish experiment. And you walk on and you look around, and there's so much more lovely stuff happening. There's a giant strawberry just sitting there, connected to a long vine that goes back behind some trees, and you follow the vine, and there it is, a whole ginormous bush of giant strawberries. And that is wonderful. You're like, huh, well, I mean, it would take me a fortnight to eat just one of these strawberries. I would have to save multiple portions of it, not just in the fridge, but in the basement freezer where I keep my meat for the winter. And you go back to the big strawberry that you initially saw before the trees opened up and revealed the ginormous strawberry bush behind them. And you go, well, let me just, try a little bit, because that beautiful pink deer that's always on the go devoured the rest of my barbecue corn nuts, which is fine. That's what I wanted. I offered them to him. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So I'm kind of hungry, and I'm going to try some of this strawberry. So you take out, in your left pocket, you have a tiny little pocket knife that you save just for adventures like this. You never know when you're going to have to whittle a twig to survive in the woods. So you take out your little twig whittling pocket knife, and you cut out a little square of the strawberry, and you take the piece out and you eat it, and it's the most savory, it's like not savory, it's the most sweet, delicious. I'm a fool, I'm sorry I said savory. Please don't let that disturb your peace and relaxation, you lovely listener. And you eat this delicious piece of strawberry, and it just melts your heart and your mind, and you're like, oh, you know that song? Oh, you're unbelievable. You say that about the strawberry piece, and just like, the sweetness goes all through your eyeballs and around your ears and down your neck. And then you look in and you realize, oh, these strawberries are not all hunks of fruit flesh sweetness. No, and there's no seeds inside. It's actually hollow. And there are a bunch of female frogs. They go, hey, what are you doing? Who's looking in there? Someone cut a hole in the side of our house. Well, don't just stand there. Come in. and you cut a little bit bigger of a hole of the strawberry, and you climb right inside the huge damn thing. And you get in, and there's all these beautiful frog ladies sitting about, and you go, well, what are you ladies up to, you know? And the frogs are like, we are having a discussion. Okay, and what are you talking about? You say, because you're interested. I love discussions. And they say, well, we were just wondering, what is more beautiful? The moon or the sun? And you go, wow, yeah, I love discussions like this. It's simple, there's nothing too intricate about it, and at the end of the day, it's really hard to decide which one is which is more beautiful. I would say right now, the conundrum for me is the sun is clearly this ever-changing ball of fire, constantly aglow in the middle of the solar system. It's lighting our whole solar system and giving us power and energy in scientific ways that I can't explain totally. And it also burns us if we don't put SPF, suntan lotion on. But it's this beautiful, massive, crazy star that's the close to us, that is like this ball of fire. I mean, I don't even know if it has a core, you know. It's just this ball of fire, these flames that take care of us. And they say that one day it will go out, but not for millions and millions of years. So I would say that like a beautiful glowing orangey red yellow ball of fire like that, it could beat out the moon. But here's the conundrum I was referring to. You can't really look at it. You can paint pictures of it. You can kind of take photographs of it, but it doesn't always look like how it should. But yeah, that's about it. And one of the frogs goes, that's exactly what Alexandra was saying. And Alexandra the frog goes, my problem with the sun is I actually can't sit in a lawn chair outside the strawberry house and just look at it. I just want to look at it. I agree with you about the painting. Yeah, and I do love paintings and graphic images of the sun. Graphic as in like, you know, graphic designers created them, not like, anyways. The sun is in some sort of compromising predicament. But yeah, I agree with you. And you say, oh, thanks, Alexandra. Yeah, I agree with you too. So we're on the same page. But here, let me tell you about where the moon could also win in this contest for me, and also where it could lose, okay? The moon, well, the light of the moon obviously comes from the sun, and it glows and it shines across the land at night, illuminating the dark woods and everything that we see. And, you know, it's very beautiful. And I will say this about the moon. It's romance happens underneath it. Unless you're a werewolf. Then you're like, oh, it's happening again. My bones hurt. But usually romance, whether you're alone or even with somebody, romance happens underneath the moon. If you're alone, sometimes you're struck by the moon and you say, oh, I'm going to write the most magical poem tonight. And the poem will go something like this. The moon is my friend. I love it. Cheers, you big buffoon. Don't ever fall on my head. But when you're with somebody else, you go, gee whiz, you know? Look at that lovely moon up there. Let's kiss underneath it, like in the movies. And you hold your lover tight, around the waist or around the back or whatever. And your soft, supple lips touch, and the chemistry, the intergalactic magical chemistry explodes within your lips touch, and the moon has inspired that, and who's going to be mad about that? Now, as conundrums go, like I said with the sun, I would say that the moon is just a rock. It's a cold place. There's nothing you can do on there. And yes, sometimes it looks like there's a face in there, like there's a man in the moon or what have you. But deep down, we all know that it is just a cold rock that blasted probably off of impact from something else, two Earths colliding that made our Earth in the beginning of the Big Bang or something. And now this cold rock just is stuck in the same gravitational pull as in orbit as the planet Earth. So not too excited. You can look at it. It does inspire romance. It does inspire awe. It inspires maybe your imagination, creativity. H.G. Wells, wrote the story about going to the moon. Later on, astronauts had actually gone to the moon. Like, it inspires us. But it's a cold rock. And at the end of the day, so I don't know. I'm weighing it. And then the frogs go, that's exactly what Julie said. And then Julie the frog goes, that's exactly, I don't even need to reiterate. You nailed it to you. And you go, whoa, thanks, Julie. I'm glad. See, we think alike. Me, you, and Alexandra. It is a conundrum. And then Rebecca the frog goes, the sun is more beautiful, clearly. What's your argument, Rebecca? Says Julie. I don't need an argument. That's just how I feel. And I'm allowed to have feelings. Case closed. Whoa, we all look at each other. What are you talking? All right, I like the sass on Rebecca the frog. That's how it is, case closed. Don't bug me. And you say, well, I had a great time, guys. It's nice to have one of these conversations where we don't need a final answer. We can just sit and ponder on the beauty of both of these things as they are. And there you go. And then just enjoy that aspect of having the conversation. There's no winner, there's no loser, there's no bitterness. Because it's, us versus them, or they go, yeah, we get it, okay. Are you leaving our strawberry house? Because we have to start repairing this wall. Okay, I'm leaving. And you leave. And you go back out into the woods. And you walk more towards this mountain that's radiating the beautiful colors. And shining. And, it's just like the orange creamsicle, like I said. With the fuzzy pink around it. And the little yellow line underneath that. All outlining the figure of the mountain. Which is like a big, classic sort of gray rock and wooded mountain with like a tiny snow peak on the top. And it looks like you're in this sort of like psychedelic ice cream freezer, just with these colors all combined. And as you walk towards the giant mountain, far, far away from the dark, purpley, gooey lake of where we dumped our hate and anger and neuroses and everything at the beginning, you feel really calm and relaxed. And you remember, it is those frogs that live in the giant strawberry are totally right. It is sometimes the simplest things that we can see with our eyes, that we can discuss with ourselves or with our friends and loved ones about the different aspects of the beauty that they have to offer us. We take lots of things for granted because we move so quickly from day to day, and our eyes are always looking at other things that offer us nothing but stress and anxiety inducing neuroses, etc., and negativity. And it is good to look outside of ourselves and at the natural things around us that can inspire. Almost like a romantic poet's idea of the nature around us. And you feel good, and you feel warm. And as you come to this conclusion, you feel very relaxed, and your body just sort of melts away into like a fizz that aims in body form towards this giant mountain. And once you hit there, there's this big, mossy, deep mossy grass that leads up the slope of the mountain, and your fizz just goes and settles deep into the bright green moss of the mountain at the base. And that's it. Isn't that nice? And we're going to end it there. And so thanks again so much for listening. Episode 25 of Happy Good. Check out at Happy Good World on Twitter, at Happy Good World on Instagram. Trying to be more and more active on those things these days. I'm at Chris Locke World on Twitter for my personal comedy musings, like everybody else and their brother and sisters do on Twitter these days. For the Patreon subscribers, I said this last time, but I've been really caught up with family stuff and COVID and all this kind of craziness. It's been hard to line up some interviews. I know there's a new Nighty Night up there episode for the tier 2s, but for the interviews, I've got one lined up, and I'm going to do another one next week. And so I'm going to just throw them out as soon as I make them, because I feel like we're a few weeks overdue. So thank you so much for your patience. If you wanted to join the Patreon and help me have money during these terrible times, and I'm creating an art that you think you love and enjoy, then please join the Patreon and throw me a couple bucks. It's $5 to be a cloud dog. It's $10 to be an extra cloud dog, and then it's like $20 or $25 to be a super duper cloud dog. And those are the tiers, and you really help me out in these crazy times, because I used to be a stand-up comedian and I would perform and travel all the time, and I can't do that anymore. So in return, for my listeners and the people who love this podcast, I love you very much. Thanks so much for listening. I try to give you extra bonus fun content all the time to listen to and laugh and enjoy. So there you go. I'm taking off again, and thank you so much for listening. Please, wherever you are, go outside for a bit. Next time you're outside, do a nice stretch. Inhale that fresh air that the planet, our atmosphere, has to offer. Touch a nice tree. Touch the thick bark of a tree. Look up at the sky. Squint at the sun and say, thank you so much. And get out there and stay free. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.